5 kilometers or 10 kilometers every other day. So, you know, can't quite do it every day because work does take time, right? More people are arriving. Wonderful. So I hope that's enough for our little warm up today, but we'll keep warming up as we sing. Now, the first thing we do, we will sing the yababai of that song together. And I'm sure that some of you know the song already, but yababai is really easy. Goes like this. Yababai, bye, bye, yababai, ay, day, 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 yada, day, 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 da, day, ay, day, 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 da. Let's go together. Yada, day, 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 da, day, ay, day, 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 yada, day, 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 da, day, ay, day, 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 and again. Yeah, bye, 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 bye. Ay, day, 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 yada, day, 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 da, day, ay, day, 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 day. How is that? Okay. Today's song is easy. It will be easy. So we vary difficult songs and easy songs here. Now, if this note ta-ti is too high for some of you, especially now, sing ta-da. You know what to do. You can just sing your own things, harmonize and invent your own melodies. Okay, I'm taking you to sheet music. So this is a lovely song. You can interpret it as sad. Let's look at what it says, right? For the fisher af een jam, a fisherman goes to the sea and he hopes, he's all hopeful, he wants to catch a fish, and he walks around along the shore and he sends his dream away. I am like the fisherman, I also send my dream away. So as the sea murmurs softly, maybe I can find my love. The fisherman goes home, he has not found any fish, and I go home without having found any love. And there is a yababai, and I always say that in the yababais, in this chorus with no text, we can express something that can be more than the text expresses, sometimes contrasting to what the text expressing. So maybe text says no hope, but we feel hopeful. So we can do that. Now, first of all, let's look at our tune. This is the same key as we're singing, so should be easy, straight in. Okay? I'm hearing someone's sound. Make sure, let me just check. I'm hearing someone unmuted. Make sure you're muted, okay? Your microphone, okay? Right. Let's go. So this is our first note. Be gentle, we're still warming up. Let's go together. La 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 Let's go from the beginning. No text for now. I think we know the song already. Let me see your faces. Okay? Easy? Let's see if we can do it without looking at our sheet. I know it will be a challenge for some of us. I know Angela is there. Angela likes to look at music. This one is easy, isn't it? Let's go. If you can see my hand, I'll still show you the tune with my hand. 1, 2, 3. I die, 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 ya, da, die, die, I die, 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 ya, da, die. I die, ya, da, die. I die, 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 ya, da, die. Ya, da, die, 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 da, die. I da, da, die, 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 die. And again, Okay?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, let's hear
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Like very
Yay.
chirpy song.
Nice.
Great.
Yeah, let's look at what it says, right? There's something happening in chat. Please use it to talk to each other a bit. Don't get too distracted from our singing. I will read it later, but maybe not right now, unless there's something urgent and wave like crazy. So let's look at this. Now, you know how the rhythm of the song is ta 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 ra ra ta ra ta ta ta. Yeah, let's take you to the first verse and let's read it together in the rhythm of the song. Now, there is a little reminder where emphasis falls. You can look at the second line, yeah? Fort. You see it's underlined? It means that R is before the beat and fort is on the beat. And you will see these underlined syllables here and there. These are emphasized. So the one before goes before, ta-ta, okay? You'll see that logic through the whole song. Let's go together. First verse, 1, 2, 3. Forta Fischer Affenjam fort a Reus beginnen. Soft der Fischer Minastam Fischer lech gefinnen. How's that? Let's see your faces. Are you coping okay? Are you managing? Obviously, Heike Beruria, easy for you. So we have some Yiddish speakers. Carla is here. We have some Yiddish speakers here in the group. So let's see what it means. So, fort a fisher goes a fisherman of an yam to the sea. Fort Aros beginnen, and he goes there at the sunrises, at dawn. He hopes that maybe, Minastam is from Hebrew, Fischerlich gefunden, fish to find fish. Then we have tra-la-la-la-la-la, and see what happens in tra-la-la. I'm taking you to music. In tra-la-la, we have the last couple of words of each verse in each verse. So here it's tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, Fischerlich gefunden, yeah, tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, Fischerlich gefunden. So instead of Fischerlich gefunden, in the next verses, we will have other text, okay? Shall we try singing it? Let's do it. Sing it together. You can see it in the music, this first verse. Fort, let's go. 1, 2, slowly. Fort the Fischer Eufenian, for a Reus beginnen. So der Fischer Minastam, Fischer lech gefinnen. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, Fischer lech gefinnen. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, Fischer lech gefinnen. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, Fischer lech gefinnen. Tra-la-la-la-la-la, Fischer lech gefinnen. Let me see you singing. Straighten up, open up. I'm unmuting you for a minute. Second.
Hey, good. Very good.
It's funny to hear when you have a chance to shout something. It's funny to hear all these expressions, and they say that Brits are not expressive. Now we have non-Brits here in the group. Now, if we have any more new people here, please let me know in chat, apart from Vivian, how you know about this, who told you about this, anything you want to say, anything I need to know, okay? Now, how many of you have sung this song before? Let's have a show of hands. I'm looking at the second page. It's about a dozen people, right? That's what I'm seeing, about a dozen people. It's quite known in the Yiddish singing world. The first version I heard was from Chava Albershtein, and we sang that song that Chava Albershtein composed, that Israeli composer, and she sang that song as well. She made lots of songs popular. And then the Klezmatics recorded it in 1998, I believe. That's a New York-based band. Second verse, are we ready? Let's do it. Second verse. Now read it with me. You know how the rhythm is, and you know the underlined syllable means emphasize it. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, second verse. Geh ich mir bei Breck arum und tu mein Holem spinnen. Efter wel ich ergens wo mein Liebsten noch gefinnen. So I walk around the shore, and it's interesting, mein Holem spinnen, and I spin my dream, right? It says here, how is a better way to translate it? Anyone can try? It's interesting, isn't it? It's kind of very kind of languagey. To do, and I do send out my dream to spin. Efter, maybe, perhaps somewhere, ergetsvu, God knows where, somewhere there, mein Liebsten, my love, I will find. Yeah? Let's try and sing this together. 1, 2, 3, and geh ich mir beim Bregarum und tu mein Holem spinnen, sorry. Efter will ich ergetswo mein Liebsten noch gefinnen. One more time. Geh ich mir beim Bregarum und tu mein Holem spinnen. Efter will ich ergetswo mein Liebsten noch gefinnen. Ja, mein Liebsten noch gefinnen. Mein Liebsten noch gefinnen. So you see the logic that the last little bit repeats and the tra-la-la, yeah? Tra-la-la and then that. Good. Next verse, yes? Next verse, yes. Taking you straight through. Read it together with me. Alle zusammen, all together. 1, 2, let's go. Murmlen, chwalies, still for sich. Der Jam is aber drüber. Efter is gor wie ich. Euch a verliebter. Vertriebter, I didn't read it right. Sing it with me, hopefully correctly, okay? Let's go together. Oh, you see translation right there. The waves are slowly murmlen, murchat. There's a Russian word murchat, go to each other. And but Tripter is saddened, right? The sea is saddened. Maybe the sea, like me, is also in love, okay? Also a lover, in love. Let's go. Murmelen, chwalies, still for dich, der Jam is... Sorry, I'm confused. Is that, yeah, I hope it's correct. Sorry, I'm confused. Let's go again. Murmelen, chwalies, still for dich, der Jam is a vertriebter. Efter is gor wie ich, euch hat a verliebter. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, euch hat a verliebter. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, euch hat a verliebter. into reading the next verse, and we're almost there. Now I'm going to have a sip of my rosé. If you have any drinks on the table, now is your time. Join me, chin chin. L'chaim na zdarovya. So the last verse. Let's go together in the rhythm of the song. Kum der Fischer treuerig, hat kein Fisch gefangen. Und ich bin Mores heurig, a Holm ist vergangen. Vergangen. Yeah. So comes the fisherman comes back, treurig, sad. He's with a sad face. He's sad. He did not find any fish. And Moras Scheuredik is also a Hebrew thing. It says melancholy here. If you have a better way to translate that word, please say it in the chat. I have come across that word in a couple more poems. And I'm also in melancholy because my dream, my fantasy, my dream is gone, is forgotten. So it's a bit sad. Let's try and sing it together, right? Straight into singing. 1, 2, 3, and Kom der Fischer treuerig, hat keine Fisch gefangen. Und ich bin moerisch freudig, ach, allem ist vergangen. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, ach, allem ist vergangen. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, ach, allem ist vergangen. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, ach, allem ist vergangen. Ja-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, ach, allem ist vergangen. Ja-da-da-da-da-da-da, we're ready to do the whole song all the way through. How do you feel? Sorry, what? Check the chat. Black mood, bitter black, more scheuredik, filled with black, bitter, gal, melancholy, nothing to do with more. All right, so it's a misspelling. I'm sorry about that. More. Let's do more, okay? Merlin, I can't hear you. You're muted. Somebody's just joining us now. Another misspelling? I know about more. Now we know about more, yeah? More schweredik. Exactly. So more is wrong. More is fear, and it's not the right word, okay? It's a Hebraism. You see, I'm sorry, I don't really know them well. So more, not more. Now let's go and sing the whole song. So don't forget to sing more instead of more here. If I make a mistake, forgive me. Yes.
The Hebrew mara means bitter.
Right. Yeah. It's already in chat. Thank you. It's
Okay.
yeah. I've been explaining. Yeah. Thank you.
As in bitter herbs.
Yeah. Great. Great. Right. Makes sense. Exactly. So and there is Yiddish right here. I hope you can see it on the right. Trying to squeeze everything into one page. So from the beginning, we will alter text and yababai. So we have a big sing, okay? A long sing. Sit upright, get ready. I'm going to have another l'chaim. Okay, here we go. A sad story, which is not that sad if we do the tra-la-la right. Fischer gefinen, tra la 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 la. Fischer gefinen, tra la 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 la. Fischer gefinen, tra la 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 la. Fischer gefinen. Geh ich mir beim Bregger und tu mein Holem spielen. Öfter will ich ergezlu mein Liebsten noch gefinnen. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, mein Liebsten noch gefinnen. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, mein Liebsten noch gefinnen. Da-da-da-da-da-da, mein Liebsten noch gefinnen. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, mein Liebsten noch gefinnen. Murmeln, weil es still bei sich, der Jam ist aber triebter. Efter ist gar wie ich, euch hat verliebter. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, euch hat verliebter. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, euch hat verliebter. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, euch hat verliebter. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, euch hat verliebter. Kommt der Fischer treuerig, hat kein Fisch gefangen. Und ich bin morschwörig, a Holem ist vergangen. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, 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 a Holem ist vergangen.
Yay!
Oh, there she.
Fantastic.
Beautiful.
It's an interesting song, isn't it? It has both. I don't find it totally sad and completely sad. I love the shape of the song, right? Yeah, okay. I love it too. It's nice. Now, the poet of the song, I actually didn't know about her much. I know the two famous songs by this poet, and what I know is that she was born in Bessarabia, which is an interesting place. There seem to be lots of people, lots of talent coming from Bessarabia. We talked about Arkady Gender, the elderly man from whom I learned Erster Waltz and some other songs, and who taught us hundreds of songs, but he lived later. This woman lived in the beginning of, she was born, when does it say? Late 1800s. She was born in 1888, and she lived quite a long life. Am I hearing someone? She lived quite a long life, but she moved to Israel, then she ended up in America, and she published quite a lot of poetry. So she was quite successful and quite known, but I only know her from several Yiddish songs. Dudu is a wonderful song. We might sing it at some point. Yeah, Dudu, you know, I see people nodding. A lovely, lovely song, beautiful melody. And this one, and it says traditional melody. Now, I believe it could have been some taken from some other culture, from instrumental something. It doesn't sound like it was just a folk tune thrown together for that poem. Let's see if anyone knows anything else, any more about this. I don't know where actually the tune comes from. I only heard it in relation to this song. It says traditional or folklore very often. Now, Bessarabia, I'll tell you, because we have time, I'll tell you one more thing about Bessarabia, Podolia, that part of Ukraine now. Have you heard of Nemerov, the vodka from Ukraine? Honey and chili vodka. If you ever go to Eastern Europe, if you ever go to Ukraine, in their airports, you will see Nemerov vodka with chili, sometimes honey. It can be clear, it can be kind of yellowy. It's like Zubrovka. It's like one of these East European drinks. Delicious and really good quality now. And the plant is really near a big field called Shishori Podolsky, which is not far from that, Vinnytsia and that whole region. My husband and I were part of a festival there, which was a Ukrainian folk festival, and they had a Yiddish gas, a Jewish street and a folk Ukrainian festival, and there were people dressed in Ukrainian clothes playing all these Ukrainian instruments, singing. On the edge of being quite nationalistic, guys were like, you know, shaven-headed and all sorts of, you know, Ukrainian culture lovers there. But we played our klezmer music and Yiddish music, and I taught in a field. I was sitting in a field, open field, and something like 80 up to 100 people were sitting around me, and we were singing Yiddish nigunim, Jewish nigunim, wordless songs. And to me, it was an amazing experience because Podolia is where Hasidic culture, you know, one of the places where this culture comes from. So for me to go back to that place and to do what, you know, 200, almost 300 years ago, the people who originated this culture, Nigunim specifically, were doing was quite interesting. So, Yadadai, a nigun, wordless tune, very often becomes part of the song, which we see in this particular song. We have a tralala, which is not necessarily a nigun, but it's a nigun part of the song. Ready to sing? Don't forget your posture. People are still joining us. Oh, late. Okay, let's take it to the song. We're doing the whole thing. Now, I'm aware that it's a bit high for some of us. So we will start a bit lower this time, and we will go a bit higher and even a bit higher as we go through the song, okay? We will do the same structure as before. We will start with yada da 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 da. In fact, let me see your voices, your faces. Upright. Take a breath. Take a sip. Let's start here. C minor. Fort a fischer af van de jam, fort a rois beginnen. Schof der fischer min hastam, fischlige gefinnen. Tra la 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 la, fischlige gefinnen. Tra la 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 la, fischlige gefinnen. Tra la 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 la, fischlige gefinnen. Tra la 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 la, fischlige gefinnen. Geh mir beim Bragarum und tu meine Hoden spielen. Efter will ich ergens nur mein Liebsten noch gefieden. Liebsten noch gefieden. Mein Liebsten en chwali stil voor zich. Der jam is verdrieper. Efter is gor wie ich. Euch het verliebter. Tra la 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 la. Euch het verliebter. Tra la 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 la. Euch het verliebter. La 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 la. Euch het verliebter. Tra la 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 la. Euch het verliebter, kommt der Fischer treurig, hat kein Fisch gefangen. Und ich bin morsch freudig, ach allem ist vergangen. Ja, da, 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 da. Ach allem ist vergangen. Tra, la, 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 la. Ach allem ist vergangen. Tra, la, 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 la. Ach allem ist vergangen. Tra, la, 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 la. Ach allem ist vergangen. Ay, da, ay, da, ya, da, da. Da, 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 ya, da, da. Ya, da, 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 da. Ay, ay, da, 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 ya, da, da. Tra, la, 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 la. Ay, da, 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 ya, da, 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 da. Ay, da, da, da. You sing. One more time, ay, 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 tra la 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 tra la 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 la, ay, 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 ay.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Saying that he going.
Yeah, I can. Can you hear each other when this happens? Yeah, it's good to hear your voices too. It's good to hear your voices. Now, I want to say a couple of words, and then we sing the tra-la-la to finish with. If you haven't been here for a couple of days, or if you're new, you know that every fifth day is a concert. So tomorrow will be a concert with Vanya Zhuk, a lovely guitarist and singer. Lovely is not really a word. He's very kind of full of energy. Very interesting guy. He lives in Moscow. I don't know what he will do with his two small kids, but he said he can lock them up somewhere when he sings for us. So it'll be, again, like always, Yiddish, Russian, Yiddish, mixture of things. And I might convince him to play one just purely guitar number. He plays a 7-string Russian guitar as well. And Oleg Timofeyev, who was one of our guests here, collaborated with him, and I think Ivan took a couple of kind of sessions with him. So it's a small musical world, and it'll be interesting tomorrow. And please spread the news. I know that some of you are sharing on Facebook and sending it around to friends. Good. And, you know, keep bringing your instruments. Now I'm going to, you know what, forget text, let's go, yeah, bye-bye, and see each other, huh? See each other's faces, you can dance a bit to this. We're just going to sing the verse a couple of times in the key that's in the middle somewhere. Let's say E flat minor, how is that? Interesting key. And move. There is hope and tra-la-la, yada-da, and love in tra-la-la. And last time again, tra la 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 la, tra la 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 la, tra la la la. Hope to see you tomorrow. Some other time. Keep
Thank
well.
you.
Keep coming back.
See you guys.
Bye bye.
Oh, thank you.
See you. Bye.